Hi everybody, I'm here with the lovely Angela, who has we're just on the last session of the anxiety treatment program, which is 4 sessions. So Angela wanted to come on and just tell you all about her experience. So first of all, hi Angela.
Hiya.
If you, as much detail as you want to share, if you want to let everybody know why you came to me, and also what made you choose me.
I'm 38 and have suffered from anxiety since I was about 14. So it always felt like it was part of my life, and I'd finally decided it was time to try and do something about it. And I'd done hypnotherapy before, so I was quite keen on trying it again. And I actually searched for reviews on Facebook and found you there. So I thought I'd give you a shout. And there was something about the reviews, I can't remember what it was, but just made me feel safer seeing a bunch of other people saying the same recommendation.
Good. And so you booked on and we started the program. How did you feel it was? What did you enjoy about the program?
I think when I initially was looking, I wasn't totally sure what I was looking for. And when I'd done hypnotherapy before, there was no sort of end goal. It was just you kept going. So whereas this one, it felt like it was like a program. So it was like, we're going to do this within the 4-session program. I quite liked the idea that it felt like it was something that was going to finish rather than going to go on forever. So I quite enjoyed rather than I was taking on such a huge life commitment, like that you felt confident enough that you'd be able to help within the 4-week program as well.
Good. And obviously, and it's interesting because Angela didn't just you weren't just in the same place every time.
No.
Every session has been in a different part of the world, hasn't it?
Yeah, you got me at my mum and dad's in Orkney, my partner's mum and dad's in Portugal, and back in my house in Orkney as well. But actually, I think I wanted to make the commitment, and there's loads of times where you could be like, well, actually, I'm going to be away, I'm going to be doing this, I'm not going to be doing this, but Zoom's made it possible to actually commit and go for it rather than thinking about something for another 6 months and putting it off. So that helped a lot that I was able to do it online and do it even though all these things were happening.
Yeah, and you're back in Edinburgh today as well. So yeah, we've been all around the world with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how do you feel that we've been doing these sessions over Zoom? How have you felt that they've been as opposed to being in-house?
It works really well for me because part of my anxiety was going out of my comfort zone. So having to go somewhere put me off a lot of the time booking into other things, actually, because the idea of being sort of trapped at someone else's house or business place for an hour and a half was actually really stressful for me. So the idea of being able to do it from home makes it so much easier to think about at that time. I don't know if I'd have done it if I felt like I had to go to someone else's house or whatever. It actually put me off doing other stuff in the past.
Good. And how do you feel now then? So we were just going through all the things that you'd written on that starting list, those huge amount of issues that you had, and then also the numbers are all the opposite of what we started in. How are you feeling about all that?
Yeah, without sounding too cheesy, the person that signed up and filled in the initial questionnaires and stuff doesn't feel like the person I am now. It's not that I've forgotten about that, but it's like I've accepted that it was how I was and that's not how I am now. I think I used to always describe myself as an anxious person. People would say, ask me things, I'd be like, I'm quite an anxious person, or like I suffer a lot from anxiety. Like these were things that I commonly said and described myself as. Whereas now that doesn't really feel, it doesn't feel like that's who I am. I remember filling in those forms, but I can't imagine that's how I can't imagine now feeling like that again, which is really nice.
Wonderful. And I mean, you have done amazing, and you've taken on board all the things that we've talked about, and what I've taught you, and the bits of homework. You've just been absolutely on the ball with it all, and the results just speak for themselves. I mean, we're just saying about the goals. We've ticked off every goal that you'd set for the program, which is amazing, and I'm immensely proud of you, by the way. You've done
it's quite interesting, because even listening to the goals back that were my goals, it's funny to think that those were even things I was worried about, and even hearing them, it's like I can even hear that I was quite negative back then. And do you know what I mean? It's like even the way I framed my goals was quite negative. And it was all about what I sort of didn't want rather than what I wanted. So it's quite interesting, because now if someone asked me my goals, it'd be very different. And actually what I want rather than what I don't want in life is quite
wonderful. Grade A students. So just to finish off then, if somebody's watching this and they think, oh, I'm not quite sure if this is right for me, what would you say to them?
I think initially I worried whether I was whether I was even in a place that I could do this, if that makes sense. Like, I was really doubtful whether anything could change for me. I mean, the majority of my life feeling the way I was feeling, like sometimes when I saw different things, I didn't trust that you could change my life in 4 sessions. So I did have a lot of doubts, and it's worrying thinking about the money you're going to spend and stuff. But if you start to break down a life of not thinking like this, it's definitely worth it. And you're getting me, I'm doing a review with you now, and other people have done ones, and I looked at the reviews to see what people thought, and there's a reason why people have given you the reviews and said that it's changed things and would recommend you in doing this program, and it's because it's worked for them. And I think it's hard when you are an anxious or stressed person to believe something's going to work for you, but what's the worst that's going to happen? If you don't do it, nothing's ever going to change. Or you could do it and see if it can change everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you had a video of me from the first session, I think even my face and my stress was like much more obvious.
Yeah, and I always say that, if I could take a picture of somebody's first session, what they look like compared to now, that it's like chalk and cheese.
I mean, my anxiety was at a point where like I was almost sort of like close to tears just describing how I felt about my life and stuff. I mean, it's hugely different. It's a massive change.
Good. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. And to everybody else out there as well, I want to say, if you think this might, I really want to help, I'm not sure if it will work, I'm just contesting that she was like that too. All you need is a conversation with me, and it's a free chat. We'll have a chat, and we can just pick out what it is you need, and if I can help you, and then we can take it from there. But Angela, now how do you feel about the future?
It's good. I feel a lot more positive, and I'm much clearer. Actually, this has really shown me to focus on what I actually do want rather than what I don't want. It's a huge change to how my brain even thinks about these things. I'm now thinking about the future and what I want rather than stressing about everything that's happened before.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. And anybody else that's interested, just give me a contact in any way, and we'll have a chat. Bye for now.